This has been one of the big failures around the aftermath of the wildfire on Maui, is this total vacuum of information from government officials to the people.
At the amount of money that was accidentally sent to Ukraine, like they oversent $6 billion. And then I said, well, how much would it cost to rebuild every house in the Maui fire? And it's $5 billion, $5 billion something.
Yeah.
Like that's just like accidental money. But there's no talk of doing that. There's no talk of doing that.
In that vacuum, obviously people have all kinds of ideas or theories or this or that, but people were left without any kind of communication from anyone in a position of authority to provide help for days and weeks.
Now, this woman has worked in fundraising for years, so she actually went through the receipts. So she's going to break down what this fund actually is. We're not saying she's not donating money. What I'm saying is she's a billionaire. Period. I'm going to tell you right now, don't come in here defending Oprah. Do not come in here defending.
Following the recent calamities that struck Maui, Joe Rogan, the renowned podcast host and UFC commentator, has displayed remarkable dedication in assisting the affected. Rogan's commitment goes beyond monetary support. He is actively involved in the reconstruction of homes for those impacted by the disaster. Videos shared on Rogan's social media platforms show him working tirelessly, hammering away, lifting beams, and collaborating energetically with the local community. In one of his broadcasts, Rogan passionately stated, "Indifference isn't an option. I'm here on the ground, committed to doing all within my power to assist." Local residents have praised Rogan's unwavering commitment, noting that his efforts have not only brought attention to the Maui crisis on a national scale, but have also inspired others to get involved. While Joe Rogan is primarily known for his insightful discussions and analyses, his hands-on involvement in Maui reveals a different aspect of his character, one deeply connected to empathy and community solidarity. As news of Rogan's profound involvement spread, a wave of celebrities has stepped forward to echo his sentiments. Whether through generous financial contributions or direct engagement in relief operations, the entertainment industry has shown remarkable support. Actress Jennifer Lawrence, moved by Rogan's proactive stance, announced a significant monetary donation to NGOs dedicated to helping Maui's residents. Similarly, singer John Legend declared an upcoming charity concert, with all proceeds earmarked for Maui's recovery. Maui resident Mele Kahanu expressed her sentiments, saying, "Seeing Joe Rogan here, fully immersed, genuinely concerned, it has sparked a change. Beyond financial aid, it's about investing time, labor, and consciousness. With more celebrities joining in, my optimism for our island's recovery grows." In response to the growing support, Rogan stated, "The power of collective effort is truly awe-inspiring. Maui represents more than just a tourist destination. It's home to countless souls. My actions are just a drop in the ocean, and I'm heartened to see others adding to it." With the rebuilding process underway, Maui remains under the global spotlight, ensuring continued aid and support well beyond the initial aftermath of the catastrophe. Esteemed podcast host Joe Rogan has shown deep empathy for the plight of Maui's disaster victims. In a generous gesture, he donated a significant $10 million to facilitate immediate relief efforts and support ongoing reconstruction on the island. However, for Rogan, this is more than just financial assistance. In a heartfelt video shared across his digital channels, he emphasized, "My involvement goes beyond monetary gestures. I'm coming to Maui. It's a time for rebuilding and reigniting hope." Rogan's sincere pledge has garnered global acclaim, with many highlighting his history of immersive charitable activities. Maui's local leadership has also expressed gratitude, acknowledging Rogan's proactive role as a crucial boost to the island's revitalization efforts during these challenging times. True to his word, shortly after announcing his generous donation, Joe Rogan took concrete actions to fulfill his commitment. He arrived in Maui and seamlessly transitioned into roles related to relief and rehabilitation. Surrounded by professionals, restoration experts, and dedicated volunteers, Rogan conducted extensive site visits, engaged with the local community, and played a pivotal role in crafting a comprehensive recovery plan. During an online broadcast, Rogan reflected, "Observing the catastrophe from a distance is one thing, but confronting its harsh reality is a different experience. We are committed for the long haul." Maui's local authorities have commended Rogan's hands-on involvement, with Mayor Kona Kapalama stating, "Joe's contribution goes beyond finances. He's here, making tangible changes." Rogan's enthusiasm is proving contagious, as numerous celebrities and digital influencers have voiced their support, with some considering joining Rogan in his mission. As Maui charts its path to recovery, stalwarts like Joe Rogan stand as beacons of hope and assurance for the local community. Please note that the following information is speculative and unverified, and discretion is advised for readers and listeners. Recent disclosures have raised questions about Oprah Winfrey's announcement of a $10 million contribution to aid the victims of the Maui fire in Hawaii. Prior to this, Oprah and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had jointly launched the People's Fund of Maui with a $5 million donation. The significant difference between these contributions has led to speculation, especially considering Oprah's subsequent pledge of $10 million. The aftermath of the Maui fire includes numerous missing individuals and a surge of evacuees seeking temporary shelter. Following Oprah's announcement, her online following saw a notable increase. However, a growing sentiment online suggests that her philanthropic actions may primarily serve as publicity stunts. Critics have pointed to an incident where Oprah's filming crew was allegedly denied access to a relief center in Maui. Previous criticisms, including allegations that her show exploits personal misfortunes and focuses on negativity, have resurfaced. In this context, a prevailing narrative implies that Oprah's involvement in Maui might be a distraction from her potentially controversial projects. This speculation, gaining traction in various digital forums, suggests that Oprah is using the Maui situation to divert attention from her other undertakings. Despite the lack of concrete evidence to support these claims, the volume and intensity of online discussions indicate growing doubts about Oprah's intentions. On the other hand, The Rock has remained largely silent, choosing not to directly address the online backlash. Insiders suggest that the negative attention has deeply affected him and is leading him to contemplate a hiatus from public events. Such a move would align with the actions of other celebrities who have stepped back in the face of intense public scrutiny. Given The Rock's significant influence and following, his potential hiatus would be keenly felt. Prominent figures like Dr. Oz and Dr. Phil are also under scrutiny in these discussions. Conversations have shed light on Oprah's connections with controversial figures, such as Harvey Weinstein. This connection is contrasted with her vocal support for the Me Too movement and her seeming endorsement of contentious narratives, particularly the claims against Michael Jackson highlighted in Leaving Neverland. Critics argue that her journalistic style often leans toward sensationalism and occasionally sacrifices truthfulness. Some believe her content is intentionally designed to cater to an audience that rarely questions the narratives she presents. In the wake of the fire disaster, questions have arisen regarding the preservation of Oprah's extensive Maui property. Platforms, especially TikTok, are abuzz with speculative content. Some theories suggest that influential figures, including Oprah, may have covertly influenced the onset of the fires to acquire prime Maui real estate from indigenous inhabitants. Adding to these speculations is Oprah's expansion of her Maui property portfolio by an additional 2,000 acres in March 2023. Oprah's enterprise, Harpo Inc., completed the acquisition of 2 substantial plots from Ulupalakua Ranch early in February. These land parcels, spanning several hundred acres each, were acquired for substantial sums. Such property expansion raises concerns about the potential displacement of native communities and a future housing shortage. An emerging hypothesis posits that the fires may have been deliberately ignited to displace Maui's indigenous inhabitants, paving the way for authorities to redevelop the region into an advanced, eco-friendly smart city. This speculation originates from a scientific gathering held in Maui earlier this year, focusing on urban development strategies, especially the concepts of smart and 15-minute cities. These urban design principles advocate for creating spaces where essential amenities and services can be reached within a 15-minute walk or commute. The discussion surrounding this theory has intensified, especially in light of an upcoming conference in Honolulu addressing governance in today's era. While the majority of experts attribute the cause of the fires to climate change, a growing narrative suggests a grander vision at transforming Maui into a holistic smart island. This ambitious undertaking would involve harnessing green energy sources like solar and wind, while promoting the widespread use of electric modes of transportation, aligning with the principles of the 15-minute city design. We appreciate your time spent with us today. If you found our presentation informative, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel for more intriguing updates. Don't forget to enable the notification bell so that you're alerted every time we release new content. We publish fresh videos on a weekly basis, so stay tuned for more engaging stories and reports.